This bucket is your business. Your customers flow into your bucket through two faucets. New customers enter your bucket from the left faucet because they are new to your market. They heard about you or saw your advertising. Nice job. Other customers drip into your bucket from the right faucet because they aren't crazy about your competition. Hey, your competition sucks. Maybe you won't. One of three things will happen while your customers swim in your bucket. 1. They leave. They evaporate by dying or moving out of your market. 2. They like your bucket. They stay and become loyal like a dog. Count them as part of your market share. Good for you. Or 3. They're not crazy about you either and switch to someone else. They leave through the hole in your bucket. Here's the sound of your customers leaving your bucket. Wow. Here are the key points of this napkin. 1. Your marketing regulates the quality and intensity of your faucet flow. 2. The size of your hole is defined by your customer's experience while in your bucket. 3. Your success is determined by the relationship between your faucets and the size of the hole in your bucket.
So here's the deal about your bucket. The trick is to keep customers in there, right? However, most retailers concentrate more on their faucets when they should be paying equal or more attention to plugging the hole in their bucket. In this chapter, you'll learn 4 formulas that will help you clarify the relationship between your faucets and the hole in your bucket.
Next napkin, please. Formula number 1. V equals PE minus P. Money moves because of value. It's illegal to print or steal money, but there is no restriction on you delivering value, especially more value than your competition. Value is a word that is overused and misunderstood. Everyone talks value, yet few can define it. Next napkin, please. Think of value mathematically. V equals PE minus P. Value equals personal experience minus price.
So here's the deal about this value formula. Value is subjective. It differs from person to person. Value is the difference between the personal experience you provide and the price you are asking. Value is the space between personal experience and price. The greater the space, the greater the value. And where there's value, there is movement of money.
Next napkin, please. Formula number 2. PE greater than P equals S. When the personal experience you provide exceeds your asking price, you will have a sale. It's that simple. The value formula, value equals personal experience minus price, is applied when your buyers are thinking about buying from you. Price is the fulcrum on which their personal experience teeters. Their money will move from their bank account to yours if they believe their personal experience from you is greater than your asking price.
Here's the skinny about this formula. Everyone consciously or subconsciously applies the value formula to determine if there is value for them. If their experience is greater than your price, they will probably reach in their pocket for their money. If not, well, they are gone. Sorry, Charlie. Unfortunately, most retailers try to create value by lowering the price or creating the perception of a lower price rather than raising the personal experience. Want to make more money? Raise your prices and then raise your personal experience. Think about it.
Next napkin, please. Formula number 3. SOV times IQ equals T. Your traffic is created by the relationship between your share of voice, SOV, and impact quotient, IQ. Share of voice, SOV, is your percentage of advertising compared to your competition. It's not how good your advertising is, it's how loud it is. Share of voice is determined by your media rep's ability to deliver on your allotted budget. There is a car dealership in every media market that has a huge share of voice. The quality of their advertising sucks, but they are just everywhere. Impact quotient, IQ, is your advertising's power to influence. Your message's relevance is the responsibility of your ad writer. How many times have you seen an ad and said, "What the hell was that all about?" And some ads you only need to see or hear once, like, "The theater is on fire." There are no actual measurements of share of voice and impact quotient. It's all about understanding the relationship between the amount of advertising you do and the impact of its message and how those two interact to create your traffic.
Here are some insights on this deal. A convincing message with a bantam budget will whip a bulky budget with an unconvincing message every time. Work on developing a better message. What is it that you have or do that your competition does not have or cannot do? Know your strengths and let others know about them. Today's marketing message is more about clarity than creativity. No BS. To the point. Your message needs to be real, relevant, and positions you differently than your competitors.
Next, napkin, please. Formula number 4, T times PE equals S. Your sales, S, are generated by your traffic's personal experience, PE, with your business. Personal experience is entirely your responsibility. Again, there is no actual measurement of personal experience. That is subjective from customer to customer. It's all about you understanding that your sales are determined by the personal experience your traffic receives once they enter your bucket. We'll put this all together in the next napkin. Hold tight.
Here's another insight about this deal. Your advertising will not make you better at what you do. It will only quicken what is going to happen anyway. Positive word of mouth is all about the personal experience. Are you delivering what you promise?
Next napkin, please. Okay, hold on. This is where the rubber meets the road on these 4 formulas. Let's do the math. Remember, it's all about understanding the relationship between share of voice, impact quotient, and personal experience. I have plugged in 3 sets of numbers for you to understand how these relationships will help plug the hole in your leaky bucket. Each set of numbers represent 3 retail stores. Store number 1 is on the far left. Stores 2 and 3 are on the right. Store number 1 has the largest share of advertising in the market. This store spends 7 for their advertising budget. The other stores spend much less, 2 and 1. You can't turn on a radio without hearing store number 1 talk about itself. Puke. However, the store on the far right, store number 3, is much more impactful with its advertising. It's a 7. Their ads resonate. The advertising for store number 1, even with all their advertising dollars, sucks at 2. Therefore, when you multiply the share of voice by the impact quotient for all 3 stores, you will see the amount of their traffic. It is important here that you recognize that your traffic is directly proportional to the relationship between the amount of money you spend on advertising and the impact of your advertising message. Then for the finale, you will see that the store on the right, store number 3, has the highest personal experience at 8. Store number 1, the store on the left, once again sucks with their personal experience. It's only a 1. Shame on them. You can now see that the store with the least amount of advertising budget, store number 3, has more sales because of its impactful advertising and personal experience factor in the store. If store number 1 had a more effective message and a greater personal experience, they would blow everybody out of the water.
Here's the big deal about this whole lesson. Apply any set of numbers to this formula and you will learn that your sales are determined by the relationship between your share of voice, impact quotient, and personal experience. Your growth depends on how many sales are available in your market, how well you spend your ad dollars, how meaningful your message is, how good your competition is, and how good you are. Summary. You can spend money like a drunken sailor to keep your faucets flowing, but it will be money down the drain unless you plug the hole in your leaky bucket.
This ends the leaky bucket chapter. Thank you. Roll credits.